You know how you see people who you actually know in real life code switch to the max, and you're just like, who are you? Like, this is crazy. You don't even talk like that. That's not even you. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Character Library with Taylor and Travarus. We are here today to talk about when people at the job really don't know who you actually are. Before we get deep into the conversation, I want to introduce my co-host Taylor. How are you doing?
Taylor is tired, everyone. Taylor Taylor is going through it, but she is surviving. So I'll say, I'm doing well. I'm pushing through. It's getting cooler outside, thank God, because I
Mhm.
was struggling.
It's funny that the conversation that we're about to have is something that you're experiencing in real time. Real
Mhm.
time. If you're listening to this if you're listening to this just the audio version, you really can't see the expression on our faces when we talk about this because this is going to
So
be
turn on the YouTube.
put on YouTube. This is going to be based on a true story. So if you have kids around, go ahead and mute them or turn this off until they're gone.
Not
But
nothing for work. Okay.
this part not safe for work. When they got you fucked up and you're like, who the fuck do y'all think I am? I'm not this person. Like, there's been many times in my career where I felt like they pegged me a different way than maybe I want to be. And I'm really quick to shake that. We can talk more about that later on. But Taylor, talk to us about how that situation may have happened to you, or you've observed the situation that somebody has put somebody in the wrong bucket.
So the thing about work is you have to be very cognizant of how you are showing up,
Hmm.
especially when you start. Because when you show up in one way, you're going to be expected to continue to show up in that way, even if that's not who you are. And I remember Travaris, you told me something a while ago, and I think about it all the time. Y'all, I can get stuff done very fast. If somebody
Hmm.
tells me to do something, I could probably have it done the same day because that's just how I work. And Travaris, I don't know I can't remember what I was working on, but this was a while ago. And I was telling you about how I was doing something and I was like, I did it quick. I was like, now I don't have anything to do. And you were like, you better hold on to what they told you to do. Hold on to it a
Don't tell
little
them that you're done
longer.
work. Do not tell
Right.
them that you're done. Hell no.
Right. Cause you said they will expect you to turn this stuff around that quickly
Every
every
time.
time. Cause
Yep.
I think I was given like a week or something to do something that it took me a day to do, or like, yeah, barely a day. And you were like, yeah, hold on to it for at least a couple more days. So you're ahead of schedule, but you're not working so fast that people start to pile stuff up on you. So you told me
Yes.
that probably like a year and a half ago, and I still think about that.
No, it's real because of the fact that not only will those expectations be put on you, but you'll mess up your average. You won't always work that quick all the time. But if you delay it a
Mhm.
little bit, that gives you more time to fix it for next time. So if you did a week's worth in a day, next time they may have 2 weeks worth of work and you might finish in a week, right? But if you working at the velocity that you're done in 3 days, they're like, oh, I can give you more. So your timeline gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And you gotta and sometimes like don't encourage the burnout. That shit gonna find you. Don't trip.
Oh, it will. Thinking back to it in that moment, I should have finished that stuff and like you said, just chilled out for a second because now I don't have time to chill out.
Yeah, it happens quick. And whenever people become a new hire at the job, and they're high achievers, and they're people that want to earn their keep. They often want to prove their worth very soon. And something that was told to me when I was at one of my previous companies, and I tell to everybody that I have conversations with, is like the work will find you. You're not hard to find.
It
The
will.
work, the work will tap you on your shoulder and say, "I'm ready now." Don't rush to the work because you have to learn. You have to acquiesce to the culture of the company and your teammates. Like spend time on the ancillary things, but the work will find you. It's not going to hide.
No, it sure found me real quick. And so now I keep all that you said in the back of my mind because it's been a
But you're doing a
time.
great job. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I wanna get into this. And I actually want to ask you this question since we're talking about this right now. And I think that oftentimes people can think that we're doing something very just great. It's
Hmm.
exceptional. People think that everything that we do is just extraordinary. And I feel like you get
Right.
this a lot. People are often talking to you and like, Travaris, oh, that's a great idea. This is one, which I mean, your ideas do be great, in my opinion.
Thank you.
But what is something your job thinks you're amazing at, but you're really just doing and you're surviving?
I would say the creativity. I like to exude my creativity outside of the job more than I do at the job because I've been conditioned to think that creativity in a corporate environment does not go together. But
You
because
work
I
at a
always
creative company that, well, I
no,
guess
we
you said
work we
condition.
work at a software company that makes creative products is what we work at. Because but creativity in a corporate environment often clash.
Mm.
So when you have a couple of good ideas that actually hit, you become the idea man. And I don't always have the bandwidth to see something through that I know is going to crash and burn. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, for instance, I've pitched a podcast at a company a long time ago before I got to our current company. It was all good until it wasn't. And then you fast forward at our current job now, that opportunity came to me when I wasn't looking for it. So I've learned to just like put a kibosh on all my creative ideas because then you become the guy that has to be creative for everybody else. And that's stuff that's it's a task. I love creativity, but like I don't want to have to bring it everywhere that I go, especially not in the corporate environment because they don't know how to do with it.
And they you doggone right, they don't. They be
They sure don't.
they always it's always a thing of, the idea can be so great, but then it's like either people don't get the bandwidth, they don't get the money, they don't get it's always something.
Always the thing. And the stuff that they don't have is step 8. It's never mentioned in step 1, 2, or 3. It's like, oh, we don't have any budget, or so and so was at a time crunch, or so and so. It's like, why didn't y'all tell me this 2 months ago when I started working
Yeah,
on it?
when
And
I
that
came up with the idea.
that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. And
Okay.
then you have to play the game, and you really can't discuss how this truly made you feel, right? And then you might have to find yourself being a bit more fake nice. So I'm asking you, have you had to play that the fake nice game?
So number one, I am always very bubbly and personable. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? You looking at me. Don't start with that, Travaris.
I didn't
Anyway,
say nothing. I didn't
but
say
I can
nothing.
see you from over here. All that to say, I think the biggest thing for me is when it comes to the fake nice. Initially, like I feel like I am nice because what I'm gonna be mean for? It's
Yeah.
not until I figure out things or other stuff is brought to my attention, like once I've been in a space and I'm like, oh, when I then have to become fake nice because now I have enough context to know that some people just don't deserve your kindness all the time. Because some people, like when you realize that someone's being fake nice to you, then like you gotta be fake nice back. Like now y'all just both
Yeah,
everybody fake
yeah.
nice.
Especially if it's early. If it's early, you got to play that. If it's
I mean,
like,
I feel like even if it's later, so the thing about corporate is you have to learn how to control your emotions. And I was just
yes.
talking to someone about this the other day, and she was talking to me about how, she was in a situation where she was pissed, like super pissed. And she told me that she takes her journal out and she writes in her journal all of her feelings in that moment. She was like, whenever she mad at work, whenever somebody says something crazy to her or whatever, instead of like keeping it in or instead of lashing out, she takes it and she writes the rawest thoughts down. And I was like, that is so smart because it keeps you grounded and it keeps you
Yeah.
again like playing level headed, but you can also like meet people where they are without being rude. And so
That's
in that
emotionally
instance,
mature like a
okay,
motherfucker. I
when she
like
told me
that.
that, I was like, I gotta steal that. I was like, need that. But that made me think about the fact that, like, you kind of have to play fake nice in corporate
Yeah.
America. Like, you don't really want to be, the thing is, you want to be someone who people like to work with. And in that
Yes.
vein, sometimes it requires you to be fake nice or to be, just to work with people who you just don't want to work with.
Yeah, being easy to work with, like you mentioned, is a goal. Like whenever people say at rewards time or when it's time to do your quarterly conversation, if they're like if you get reports, if your manager gets reports that you're easy to work with, it's like that's a high bar. So I do get that. And the fake nice has to exist in a corporate environment because we're all here to do a job and we all don't like the things that we're actually doing anyway.
You
Right?
know, yeah.
So the question for you is, have you ever been praised for something that you don't actually like doing, but you did it and you did it well? So now they're coming back to ask you time and time again, can you do this thing that you really don't like, that you just happen to be good at?
This is so unfortunate. I'm going to say yes. And when I say for me, it's not necessarily doing things that I don't like because a lot of stuff, it's not that I don't like doing it, it's that I don't like the way it was given to me.
Hmm.
It's all up to me, it's all about communication. So
Yeah.
in the instance of like me doing something that I don't really want to do, I mean, yes, that has been proposed to me, but oftentimes I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. It's about how the item is presented in the time in the moment.
Hmm.
So to say, yes, there have been times where I've been like, I don't want to do this because why did you ask me to do this right now when you know I'm doing something else? Or like why am I doing this right now when this is last minute?
Yeah.
And in that vein, I'm always like, you know what? I'ma do it. And I'ma do it because I want people to know, I want them to know that even when you give me something at this time, or even when you know it's something that I may not have interest in doing, Imma get it done. And I know this is like I don't want to be seen as a yes man because I'm definitely not that. But I
Nah,
think
that's another level. It's another
right.
level.
I think at my level of where I am, like being entry level ish in my career, you have to be able to show people that you have different skill sets and different aspects, and that you're able to also do work that, quite frankly, you just don't want to do
Hmm.
because that shows them that you're willing, that you're adaptable, that you can do the stuff. And so to me, like even when I don't want to do stuff, I suck it up, I do it, and I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna start getting that journal and I'm gonna start writing them thoughts down. But I'm gonna get it done.
It's almost like getting a bad pitch is still hitting the home.
Exact There you go. You and these sports analogies, but yes,
Hmm.
exactly.
Some because you got you no matter despite the circumstances, you must persist and you have to get it done. And for better or for worse, for you as a woman, for you as a black woman, those expectations are probably put on you before you even know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, my whole thing is about being adaptable. But what is a personality trait that you've accidentally branded yourself with at work? Because I think mine, I didn't accidentally became adaptable and a little bit too reliable. So what does it look like for you?
Easy. We talk about it all the time. Truth teller. Being a truth teller at work has, and this is like a worst kept secret because it's not like I tried to like withhold it. It kind of just came out, and because like we mentioned a couple episodes ago, I have the ability to package it up in a pseudo corporate way. It's not like it's like a rubber bullet. It's not like a metal one. Like it
Girl.
stings, but it don't like kill you.
Right.
So since I have that packaging, it feels like well, you can kind of always rely on Travarus to kind of let us know how where we stand on this. And that's my personality in my family and my career. I mean, in my relationships, I'm always going to like keep it real. And in those times that you need that somebody needs to hear about themselves, I'm going to be the one to deliver it. But I'm not going to intentionally try to like injure you, but it might sting a little bit. Put the mirror up, kind of, so to speak. So that personality trait has definitely snuck into my corporate bag, but I can't say that I've like withheld it. It kind of just ends up being a part of who I am.
I will say that to your point, like people admire this about you. And so I feel like in your instance, like it works in your favor all the time. Because to your point, sometimes you be saying stuff and I'd be like, ooh, that was that was real truthful for the moment. But like you've
Yeah,
become a person who people trust to give the genuine opinion. Like you ain't gonna sugarcoat it. And I think that's
yeah.
something that a lot of people want to model and they just don't know how.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But it definitely was an accident. Like it wasn't purposeful. And I wish I could take credit for like, yeah, this was the time where I felt like I want to reveal how I truly feel about it.
It's
Nah,
just
it's
who you
like
are.
yeah, it is. It is. And But like I mentioned, it wasn't like organic. It was, I mean, it was organic. It wasn't like
Yeah, it's one of
a
your one of
plan.
your character traits is being authentic. Like you just that's it's just built in.
It is. It really is. And I actually do like it. And I'm glad the question wasn't that you don't like, because I would be like, oh, shit, I don't know what that is. Because I do like that about my, your toolkit, your toolbox.
Yeah.
People, sometimes your toolkit is very technical and you do something at the job really well. And maybe that doesn't translate without the job. But I think
Mm,
also having skill sets that you bring to the table that are universal and adaptable in every scenario, not just work, your relationships. If you at the store, if somebody got you fucked up, you have the ability to tell them something that
soft skills, man.
you got to. Those things that translate beyond just the workplace.
Good points all around. Good points all around. Okay, everybody.
So,
So Travaris be branding himself as truthful, as honest, genuine.
but for you, what is that thing for you? What is the thing, and especially for you? And I can't really say that you're as early in your career as you once was, because you've already gotten a
Yeah,
promotion,
it's been 2
are
years.
becoming, you're
Yeah.
establishing yourself
Ew,
in the company. So
scary.
for you thus far, what's one thing that you have been branded with that you didn't do on purpose?
This is hard for me to answer because we're talking about personality traits. And I would say for me, I feel like my answer is low key the same as yours. I'm going to be honest.
Mm,
Because for me too, I did not, I became the person that people would ask like for feedback. Like they want to, if they want the real genuine, the answer,
feedback.
they're gonna ask Taylor. And I became this person who just would always be like, "Well, have y'all thought? Why
Mm.
or like why? Like what are I'm just like the curious person. I guess
Yeah,
my personality trait became like, curiosity, but curiosity in a way that is not like, "Oh, I don't understand," but it's like, "Have we ever thought of X?"
yeah,
And in doing that and like that curiosity and in like being solution oriented,
yeah.
I've been brought in on different projects that quite frankly, like I did not know how to do. But because they knew I was curious and because they knew I would find out the answer, it was new things were expected of me that again, I just had to figure it out.
Mm,
So I would definitely say it's that idea of like curiosity and being solution oriented. Me asking them questions, me finding out the answers at first became Taylor gonna figure it out. Let Taylor do it. Taylor figure it out. I keep figuring it out some way, somehow, but that's definitely what has occurred.
Follow-up question to that. Has there been a time where you were assigned something and the first thought of your mind was like, either why the fuck are they asking me to do this? Or who do y'all think that I am? I'm not this person.
And more so the why the fuck, why me? Definitely that one. I feel like I get that one. I feel like I think that quite often, if I'm being honest. But I mean, you gotta keep going. And I think that's hence what I said about the being ascribed the personality trait of solution oriented. Because even in the
Yeah,
moment of why in the hell y'all got me
yeah.
doing this, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna always figure it out.
Is that attached in any way to imposter syndrome?
No, I think it's attached to my anxiety.
Valid.
Yeah. Definitely not the imposter syndrome. To me, it's attached to the fact that everything needs to get done. Like, even
Mm,
if I don't know how to do it, there must be a solution. I must find a way. I'm one of the people that I'm a push and push and push. Now that I will say, sometimes if I don't find a solution immediately, I'm gonna give up for a second. But I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna figure it out. And I think it's definitely attached to my like fear of failure or like fear of disappointing people. And that is what makes me so solution oriented.
all right. Weird question. You're going to look at me like you always do when I have an analogy and I'm prepared for it. So you
So here
ready?
we
Is anxiety the Rudolph to your Santa?
Is it guiding my way?
Yep.
Yes.
And allowing you to deliver literal gifts and presents in a way where you don't falter, you don't allow yourself to disappoint.
Yes. And speaking of this is partially why like I hate being anxious, to be honest. I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion. For anybody
Hmm.
listening, Y'all know I got real anxiety. I don't got that situational anxiety. I got that real diagnosed,
Got
got
that
problems.
pure, uncut. It ain't stepped on.
Look, all right, I got that type of anxiety that nothing be wrong and I still be anxious. To that point, like for me in this like mental health journey or whatever you want to call it, I have
Hmm.
been so like weary of actually like medicating myself or like getting rid of
Hmm.
my anxiety because I have a fear that if I am not anxious, that I'm not going to perform. Y'all, to be honest, it's the first time I done took my anxiety medicine like ever. Gerard, you're gonna be like shocked because I didn't take it for so long because I'm like, I don't wanna like lose that
Your
part of
edge.
myself. Yeah, even though the edge is driving me fucking crazy.
That's deep.
Yes. I would say the anxiety is the root off to the sentence.
Yeah, yep. So anxiety is your Rudolph if you're Santa. Like
Yeah.
that's deep because that's really meta, right? You have this ability to achieve at a high level, but maybe you achieve at a high level because you're anxious about the result if you don't achieve at a high level. But if I take this medication that stops me potentially from having that feeling, maybe I won't be a high achiever.
Mhm. So I guess we gonna see.
Damn. It's like your superpower for real. Or you
Right.
know what? Let me back up. It's not your superpower because the ability to get things done is within you. It is not because of your
Of the anxiety.
anxiety.
The anxiety is like a it's like a
Motivator.
kryptonite, but it's also like it plays both parts. Like it's a good thing and a bad thing. Cause we all are supposed to have fight or flight
Yeah.
just to survive. But my fight or flight just be going off at the wrong
It's
time.
toxic. But sometimes toxicity is good. Like sometimes you want to eat junk food,
That's
but
what
you
I'm
know
about
it
to say.
ain't good for
Sometimes you
you.
need to eat that. You need to eat that Twinkie. Ooh, please,
Yeah, I mean,
please,
or
y'all don't be
Chick-fil-A.
eating. Please don't be. Don't say that. Don't say
I
that.
know. Look, we
Don't
broke
say that.
up and I'll be missing that motherfucker like
You broke up with Chick Fil A.
I did. I
Damn.
did. We've been broke up for
You
like
know what?
almost 2 months now.
I was about to say I have a recommendation, but I'm not going to say their name on the podcast because I ain't free sponsoring anyone.
Oh
But
yeah,
when we get off
facts,
of here,
facts, facts.
I do have a recommendation for some chicken nuggets that taste like Chick Fil A, but that are good for you. Not, I guess,
Talk
not
about
good
it. All
for
right,
you, but
cool.
natural. And I'm gonna show you when we get done.
I'm ready
If you interested in the chicken nuggets, leave a comment, DM us. We'll give you the link to the chicken nuggets for
for
sure.
sure.
Okay, so Travaris,
Yep.
we didn't talk about me. We didn't talk about my anxiety.
Mhm.
With all this stuff about me. People at work think I am the getter, the doer, the solution person. But
Mhm.
what is your? They think I'm the sentence.
They think I'm a hard worker, bro.
All right.
I'm efficient. I'm efficient. Now here's going to be the trick bag that may, you know what? I'm going to reposition this as a tip for folks who are looking to mask something at work. I often work beyond 5 p.m. Now,
Oh, me too.
right. Now, our counterparts on the West Coast, that is only 2 p.m. for them. So we work at a place that's generally respectful of your 5 o'clock. So the people on the other side of the coast of this country are respectful of your 5 o'clock. The people at your 5 o'clock might not be respectful of your 5 o'clock. But they always start with, if you're on, if you're on, respond with this, or only respond if you're on. Oftentimes I'll be at work till 7, working till 7,
You
7:30.
be at work till 7?
Well, I'll be online till 7 sometimes, but
Okay,
the
valid.
reason why is because I had a break, but I detoured. I did something else in the middle of the day, so I kind of like
Mm.
taking this 2 hours and putting it on the backside. I do work hard, but I'm more efficient than I am a hard worker. I would say. I think if you haven't figured out how to be efficient at a corporate job, and after you've been doing this for more than 5 years, I think you're wasting time and energy. Unless you're in finance.
Feel like in the dark. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, say it, say it, say it, say it.
I'm about to say, if you haven't learned how to be efficient in the first 2 years, I feel like you need to recalibrate. Especially nowadays with all the tools that we have.
Hmm.
It's so easy. It ain't hard.
On the days that I work from home, especially, I work longer at home. So I want to make sure I reiterate, I am a hard worker, but I prefer to be efficient. So I lean more on efficiency. So sometimes I think people think that I work really hard, and I manage a lot of programs. But I've become more efficient on how to operate these things at a certain point in time. So I think they think I'm a hard worker, but I'm an efficient worker.
But that's the
You
best
know?
way to be. I think,
Yeah.
because the thing is, when you work too hard, you're gonna burn out. And it's
Yes.
all in, balance. So if you can get stuff done effectively and efficiently, then what's the problem?
And I also don't have the same I have more to lose when I'm burnt out. At this point in time, there is no burnout at work that doesn't bleed into my life. It will
Mm,
bleed into my daughter is at the age where she's not quite at the are we there yet, but she is very inquisitive.
she's getting close.
She will walk into my office, Daddy, what you up to? Right? And I'll tell her, and then no, that's her favorite thing. Daddy, what you up to? And then I'll tell her, and then she said, well, what's that? What's that? And I want to indulge her curiosity. But Daddy, my bandwidth is at a 14. My battery about to die.
Yeah, but I said, baby, let's walk outside for a
So if
second.
I don't take my breaks or my time in between the day, then by the time it's time to, she got her maximum energy, I can't match it because the day beat me up. And I will not allow the day to beat me up to the point where I cannot be fun with my kids. So I can't, I ain't going for it.
I
I ain't
love
going
that.
for it. But
I'm
back to
trying
you.
to balance that myself, cause child, oh Lord, I be so tired after the end of the day. But I'm like, I gotta study. I need to play with my dog. I need to go to the
Mm,
gym. I'm like, you really got to schedule those breaks nowadays. I be making sure my lunch at least 45 minutes. I need 45 minutes, and y'all need to leave me alone.
facts.
Please,
Facts.
please
Close
leave
that
me alone.
computer. Do what you got to do.
I be trying to
Or
watch
or find a
Netflix.
nice little corner. See,
Some.
I'm about to add some very esoteric information, so I won't do that. But I don't know if y'all have the same kind of space in the office that you work at to like go duck off in a corner where
Yeah,
there aren't.
yes.
Okay, all
I
right,
don't
all
eat,
right.
like, and I hate this, and I need to do. No, no, I don't. I was about to say I need to do better, but I don't eat lunch with people. I can't.
Nah.
I used to not understand, like, oh my God, yeah, we should eat lunch together. And I do, like, when my team is there, we can eat lunch together. That's fine.
Hmm.
But like everyone else, I'm sorry. I need a moment.
You're not
I need
sorry.
a
It
moment.
is what it is.
Yeah. I'm like, I literally be in the corner with my lunch. I think what today I was on a meeting while I was eating my lunch, but I was like, I gotta turn my camera off. I just need a second.
Hmm.
I'm tired.
So pivoting to you mentioned about your anxiety and how there are things that give you an edge that you may attribute to anxiety. That's adding. That's like the equation where you're this plus this equals this. If we were doing subtraction, if you could remove one workplace trait that you have, what would it be? And I say that to say it could be
Hard.
anything, even something that you actually enjoy doing, but they may rely on you more because you exude this thing. Just what's one thing you would just remove? Just like, like the Men in Black doing. You never even seen me do this.
Probably what we mentioned before. I think I still had this trait, is like the angst to get things done immediately.
Mm,
I wish I could remove that trait. Like,
okay.
because for me, I think it's a mix. Because for me, like, I'm anxious about getting something done, but also like my current environment is
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I
A lot of
think
fake
like,
fires.
right, fire drills.
Hmm.
We are not saving lives. Anyway, I think the like that being in that environment and also being anxious like gives me this like personality where I'm like, let me just
Yeah.
do right now, even though I know like we don't need to be doing this. I definitely want to remove that angst around stuff having to be done immediately, and I think I'm doing better at that. Like not being perceived that way and also just not being that way in general for myself, because now I try to take moments like I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying, but like I don't have the bandwidth to do this right now. I don't think I should be in this meeting at this moment. This is not where I need to be. I have X, Y, and Z to do, and there are X, Y, and Z things that are in the queue before this priority.
Hmm.
So I would say definitely like that feeling of like anxiety around getting things done and the perception that people have that I'm gonna get stuff done immediately. I wish that could go.
Yeah, and the good thing is at this point you control that narrative because you've been there for a little while, you can explain or you can you can justify and say, "All right, Taylor, we think that you can have this done. Turnaround time is in a week," but you're like, "Actually, I need two."
I
Like,
actually did that today. I was proud of myself. I was
yeah,
told
that's
to do
big.
something by tomorrow, and I was like, based on the scope of this is impossible. I'm gonna
My
be honest. I'm like,
favorite
I'm gonna need an additional 2 weeks in order to complete this to the level of how it needs to be completed, so it can be quality work.
my favorite thing to say in regards to people asking about additional tasks is, okay, cool. I can make sure I get this done in the timeline that you want, but what would you like me to deprioritize in order to accomplish this?
Exactly.
Because if it comes from your manager, already know that, well, you should already know that you assign me like all these other tasks that I have. And as a program manager, you have things that are cyclical that happens every year at the same time that you should know. But if you're asking me for this really tight timeline, I really want to know, is there anything you would like me to deprioritize in order for me to make space for this task you want me to complete? And I think that will make your manager look in the mirror like it's not that important. You can get it to me next week. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's a quote. Honestly, I feel like for people listening, I hope y'all rewind this and write down what Tavares just said, because that is definitely the best way to go about saying it, because it makes it clear that you are aware of what is being asked of you, but you also are communicating your boundaries at the same time.
Yeah.
And that is so important to learn to do in corporate America, especially as a person of color, especially as Black people. You
Yeah.
really got to learn how to communicate your boundaries effectively and in a manner, because people gonna assume, they gonna say, they're gonna be like, oh well, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. But if you can use that language when you're talking to them, they're gonna respect you every time.
100%. And especially because, like you mentioned, these days, there is an expectation that everybody is supposed to rise to the occasion based on the market that we work in, right? We
Mhm.
work in this market that, it's an employer's market. And I say
Yeah.
that to
Oh, right
say
now it surely is.
it's an employer's market. So for all intents and purposes, your employer can treat you any kind of way, knowing you ain't going nowhere because the market sucks.
Market is shit.
In 2020, 2021, it was an employee market where employees were leaving for bigger role for more money because of the fact that it was a boom. It was a hiring bonanza where everybody was trying to hire. Your employer was acting real nice. They say treat me nice. Like, yeah, you was acting real
Mhm.
nice.
Exactly.
Work from
Higher pay.
home, higher pay, and then it shifted at some points.
It need to
Right
shift
now,
back.
it's I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Me too.
But yeah, so it was a little bit of a different time at that point. But these days, that doesn't mean that you can't also have your boundaries and push back on the things that are important to you because your manager should know at least most of what you're dealing with. Now, speaking from a manager perspective, there are things that you're just not aware of, and when you get that question that thrown back at you, you're like, all right, then, either it's not that important or what's your list? What can I help you deprioritize? Or a good manager is like, what can I take off your plate for
Or
you?
what can we
Because
move to later?
what can we move?
Yeah,
What can we shift? Because otherwise, you can do that shit yourself.
exactly. Exactly. So I hope y'all took some notes here, because child, these people will throw all this work, especially now in the age of AI. I mean, AI makes us work faster, but I mean, like, there are times when I feel like people are throwing stuff that just cannot be done within the set of time, simply because we are expected to be more efficient nowadays, and it be
Can I
stressful.
say something about AI? This right here is a whole nother thing, right? The age of AI, we are not only becoming a little bit slower
I about to
with
say
the
dumb.
Yeah, with the advent of AI, we're supposed to be more efficient, but we're not because we're relying so heavily on the tool. When in reality, you're not supposed to rely heavily on the tool. You're supposed to use the tool as a guide, and that guide is supposed to be able to help you influence information that you already have. What happens is people are using the information that's supposed to be a guide as the A1 number one, and you're going to spend so much more time proofreading and looking at the thing that you're supposed to have from your brain, and it's supposed to be a guide that it's really messing up your progress. And also it messes everything up for everybody else when you are using AI to be your sole answer. It's like, nah, bro, you're really killing people with that. So like I seen on the a job application 2 months ago that my wife was filling out. It was just like you had to click a button to kind of say that like you didn't use AI to fill out these questions. Why would that be the case? Because people are using AI to fill out questions about themselves. That's stupid. Talk
Yeah, I
about
ain't gonna
you.
lie. They made us do this in a when I was applying for MLT, they asked us if they were like, "You cannot use AI to do your
See?
answers."
You know what I mean? So an example of people not using the tool properly and being solely reliant upon that, and then that's not going to bode well for you and whenever you get that opportunity because you won't be. It's not you they're looking for. You are representing somebody else.
This made me think. You know what I'm about to start doing? Which I implore everyone listening to do is I'm gonna start writing like a little small essay every day. Like on just a
Mm,
random topic. Or like maybe about myself. I don't know. I mean, I guess this would be equivalent to a journal. But I feel like one of the biggest things to keep your brain working is to keep writing. Without it,
yeah.
so to your
Yes.
point that when you do actually utilize it, that it can be a tool. And I guess I do that anyway through like what I do on LinkedIn. But I would definitely say prompt every day.
Strengthening the muscle, but also I would say like when you use AI, don't let their answer be the sole thing. If y'all was to
Mm,
see my chat GPT, I'll be giving this bot hell.
yeah,
This is
as you
stupid.
should. ChatGPT
What
be kind of some days it
you know what I
don't be
mean?
working right.
Sometimes it's good, but it's bad. But you only know that it's bad if you check it. You got to check it. You have to look at the response that it gives you with clear eyes, to be able to say this ain't right. And if you when they wrong, ChatGPT be like, "My bad, you got it. I was I was off my game." And but you got to your method is one where you prompt every day, but also I would say use it how you know how you want to use it, but also proofread that and put your own spin on it before you
Who
submit it to
is
the
not
place.
proofreading, Nate?
A lot of people, Taylor. A lot of people. A lot of people. You'll
I'm
be
gonna need y'all to
surprised.
I'm gonna need y'all to look at that. It literally says in the bottom of the thing, AI can make mistakes, and it be making mistakes. And Lord forbid, please don't use it to do no math. It don't know math.
See?
It don't know math. It'd be 9 plus 7 be all wrong.
They can't tell time very well either. So
Anyway, back to the topic of how you show up at work and what this
yeah.
looks like. Tavares, I feel like, you are a character. You are a character, but you're also very authentic within yourself.
Hmm.
But you can also show up in a way of like, kind of appealing to other people based on the moment. So, have you ever felt like you're performing a version of yourself that your job invented, or are you always authentically you all the time?
I think I am authentically me all the time because I've seen people do the opposite, and I was like, ugh. I
And I
couldn't
think that's
like
it.
you know how you see people who you actually know in real life, and they code switch to the max, and you're just like
Boo,
this.
boo, tomato, tomato,
You know what I
tomatoes.
mean? Like what? Who are you? Like this is crazy. Or like or this is an extreme example. Or if you see one of your homies in high school that work at McDonald's and they had to put the voice on "Welcome to McDonald's," yada 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 yada. Yada. It's like you don't even talk like that. That's not even you,
Me
right?
when I used to answer the phone as a kid when I was
You
copying
see
my
what I'm
mama.
saying? So I saw those examples and I was like, that's not going to be me. And I go back to how fortunate I am that I'm able to be authentic because everybody doesn't have the license to be authentic at work. And I am very thankful that I've allowed myself and I've been put myself in positions in spaces that allow me to be me. But nah, I can't fake the funk. I can't. And even when I do, it feels like my skin is crawling. Like, ugh,
Not you be like, oh,
get me out of here, bro. Get me out of here. And the times in which I did have to is when you're at like a fucking conference or if you're meeting people for the first time and you have to like do a little bit of the small talk situation and just like I kind of just want to go.
speaking of that, I be wondering if I be scaring people when I first be talking to them because I low key hate small talk and I be trying to get to the nitty gritty. I'm like, so what makes you tick? And I'm like, I wonder if I be scaring people off. Because sometimes I'll be tired of talking about that. I don't want to talk about small talk.
I don't care about how long you were in traffic, dog. Let's keep it a
Yeah,
bean.
I
Like I
don't.
don't
The weather is
care.
fine. We already got here.
The weather is fine. I
Like, I
don't
don't.
care. I don't care. Like, what Kanye song was I listening to not too long ago? I like a little bit of a pastime that I have now, which is strange, but it's like funny. Is watching kids or Gen Z folks react to music that I grew up on. So I seen this guy reacting to Kanye West music. So he's probably like 24, but he never listened to like Kanye's early albums. All he knows what Kanye is like the crash
You
outs.
didn't listen to
He
the
don't
College Dropout
nah
or
he did
Graduation or none?
no. And I think he was listening to the song Runaway or one of the songs, and he was like, no, it's on 808s and Heartbreaks, and he
He
talking
definitely
about
don't know Through the Wire.
but I watched him react it through the wire, and that was funny. But he was just like Kanye got a song talking about like somebody was showing me pictures of his kids, and all I can do is show him the picture of my cribs. It's like I don't care about your kids. 'Cause what he's saying is, I'm not doing this small talk. I don't care about your kids, bro. I don't care. I can't relate. I
FTK.
can't. I can't relate. So it's times you have small talk. You're just like, bro, I don't care.
Yeah, I just be wanting to be like,
I don't care.
so who do you like around here? Like, you know what?
Yeah, like who the people that are tried and true? Like who can
Yeah.
I rely on? That's what
Yeah,
you
cause
want
I
to
don't be
ask.
wanting to do no I be wanting to ask some people so bad, like, so what you think about some crazy? I don't know. I just don't like small.
I really wish that in interviews you can. I've had interviews where I can keep it real with the person. No, and the person keeps it real with me. I try to keep it real when I'm interviewing someone, so I leave space so they can ask me the real question they want to ask. I'm not gonna lie to them. But it's very rare where
I
I've
love that.
experienced someone that leaves a space for me to be like, how do you feel about this place for real? Like, that's a bold question in an interview to ask. How do you feel about this place? But sometimes you feel the vibe over the interview and you're like,
I can be honest with this person.
yeah, I'm about to go out on a limb and add something that I don't know if it's gonna shoot me in the foot.
You
But
know,
sometimes it be like that.
people are like that with me. Like they feel like they can ask me anything. But I feel like other people don't portray that. Like I don't feel
It's
like I can ask
rare.
some
It's
other people
rare.
like what is this?
But to pat ourselves on the back, this is the reason why we had this podcast. I think that whatever space you put us in, we're going to continue to try to be ourselves, but also leave
Cause who
space
else
for.
can I be?
But I mean, clearly, according to this episode, there's a lot of people that we could be. We just rebel against the system. But I don't know if there's other people who think about when they're interviewing someone, how can I allow them to ask the most thought provoking question that they want? How can I ask them, how can I leave space for them to be who they actually are? And I've
Mm,
gotten this feedback from people who got the job and told me that, yo, I love interviewing with you because you kept it real. And I was like, I was thinking in my head, like, you could have asked more questions. I would have kept it even more real. But
all right,
welcome to the
brother. I'm gonna keep
company.
it 100 every time. I'm keeping a buck with you.
But you also got to do it. And for those listening who may not possess this skill set, you have to ensure that you do it in a way that you're not killing your company or
Yeah.
putting yourself in a bad
Professional
light.
with it.
You got to make sure that you're doing it in a way that you're representing your thoughts, but not saying that like, I actually hate this job because don't work here. Like, you don't want to do that. Don't be
Yeah,
that
bro.
person.
Authenticity with a touch of professionalism.
It's a little garnish, you know what I mean? Got to make sure that you got to sprinkle that thing though.
For sure.
For
Right
you,
on.
Taylor, has there been a time where this place has rewarded a version of you that is not you?
No.
That's a great answer. Why not?
To your point of what you just said, I feel like we've been saying the same things all episode, but I am me. And especially in the line of work in which I work in, doing, equity work, doing inclusion work, how I'ma show up and not be me at work. That's just counterproductive. That's not aligned to what we're supposed to be doing. So I don't think I've ever been rewarded. A version of me has ever been rewarded that is not me. And
Ooh,
even
let me.
in like you said, really?
No, I was about to ask you another question. I think I have a.
Go ask. Tell me, tell me,
I
tell me.
think I have a better question with this.
Okay.
At what point? Because there is a point that you feel like you were her at the job.
I felt like I was her at the job when I did something when I started doing projects that no one else could do.
Mm,
Hence what I said earlier about being thrown into situations where literally you just have to be solution oriented.
yep.
I would say about like a couple of months into my job, I started doing work around compliance and like federal reporting.
Mhm.
That quite frankly, I don't know nothing about no federal reports. Like, at least not off the top of my head. But in that role, I had to basically learn everything about compliance. And if for those who don't know, like compliance reports are long. They have a lot of legal jargon. Like you have to do them correctly, or there may be an issue, with your company and again how compliant they are with the government. And so I knew I was her when I was doing those reports and I'm sending them to, legal to review. I'm sending them to the head of my team to review. And I did them like from scratch myself. That's when I knew. And I was doing all types of reports, different legal entities, different things. And people, I think I also knew I was her when I ran one of our biggest projects where me literally at this point I don't even think I was a whole year into my job. No, I wasn't. I was leading a tiger team of people who were like senior at the company because I knew how to do this certain report. And that's when I really knew. I was like, "Yep, got
I'm
it."
here. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
definitely
love
it.
it. Cause those moments you need those like establishment moments because they go into the confidence and it's never enough for somebody else to think that you're good. You also have to know that you're good as well.
Right.
So I
It was
get
a
it.
it was a time. I had to learn a lot, but I will say one of the things I want people to know and like being solution oriented and putting yourself in places where you're just uncomfortable is that you will grow. You will
Yes.
grow, you will learn something new. And so despite me having to really figure a lot of stuff out over that year that I was in doing this particular job in this role, like it really taught me a lot and it gave me a new skill set that I know now I can take anywhere. Forever grateful for that opportunity, I must say.
Now you're the compliance girl. Shout out to you.
No, not no more. They gave that to somebody else that know what they're doing. Because I was not trained. But now I do have a compliance skill set. So where if I
Right.
ever am, interested in doing that again, I know that and I know how to do some data. So I will say it was
Which is
helpful.
which is gold in the industry we work in.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm not mad at it at all. Okay, Travaris, let me see. What I want to ask you this, and I know you're gonna say something crazy. So we're talking about me. We talked about the version of me and who I am.
Mhm.
But what is the funniest version of yourself that you've ever seen projected back at you?
Oh shit. Damn, this is a good question. The funniest version of that I've seen projected back at me. Oh man, I don't want to be corny, but I feel like it's going to be
You
something
naturally corny.
similar.
It's okay. Just go ahead.
We already know that that's false.
I know
False.
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
I think when somebody else tries to be a truth teller
Oh, they
and
try to
they
like mimic you?
yeah, and they like it's not in you, bro. Like it's fine. Like you whatever your skill set happens to be, I really wish that the best for you, but don't step into these shoes that you're too big, you're going to fall. I don't
Oh,
want you to
now
do
you
that.
said you don't step on my shoes, baby.
I don't want you to
They
try
were
to do
not
that.
made for walking.
Not for you. Not for not for you, sir. This is not for you. But I've seen people try to emulate things they've seen other people do and work, and it doesn't work for them.
It's not for everyone.
It is not. Or somebody who tries to be authentic, but they just aren't like even your authenticity is inauthentic,
Mm.
right? Like
Ooh,
you
that's sad.
but you know people who naturally who may call themselves adaptable, but they really are a chameleon. They really don't they're not grounded in anything. And then
Ooh,
they see that you're working on they see what you got going on, and they're like, let me try to
this
emulate
sounds familiar.
his authenticity, and it's just like, this is not for you, bro. This so
Yeah, not made for you, babes. It's
it's
custom.
not it's not so that's what I see. I've seen parodies of my things that people like about me that people try like, nah,
Hmm.
it's a little bit too big for you, bro.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
How
They
about
said
you? Has it happened to you yet?
not necessarily at work, but I
Okay.
have seen like people try to do something similar with like what I do in my personal brand. And not to say
Mhm.
like everybody got their own personal brand, but like I have seen people kind of take something that I've done and like remix it, which imitation is the best form of flattery.
Right.
But
But also, fuck out of here.
I definitely have seen someone like take one of my posts and try to act like they wrote it. And the craziest thing about it, like when I say this is what I mean about this. Like I think people make similar posts about like similar to mine all the time because people got the same type of experiences. But in this
Yeah.
instance, like the person actually took my post and acted like they took it. I know they went to ChatGPT and they had it slightly tweak it, but I knew they had taken my post and rewrote it because the links in their posts were the affiliate links that were mine. So shout out to that girl because you got me some extra dollars for them clicks. Thank you.
Damn, she left her footprints in the
She left her
snow.
footprint because I clicked it and it say I copied the link, the link URL, and it my affiliate links have my name at the end. And surely enough, I was like, girl, why you just didn't repost my post? Why you had to act like you wrote the post and just hit repost?
So I'm not sure this is a part of your overall strategy, but if I see someone, 'cause your post be long, so it's not about the
Mhm.
length. If I see someone post with a personal picture and a story, I think they stole your shit.
That is not true. A lot of people do that nowadays.
But I haven't. I think you were the first person I saw do that.
Do it.
I don't think that I've seen people, and I used to work at that place. I don't think I've seen people post a personal picture with the post because the cheat code is it only shows you a blurb, so you mostly see the picture,
Right. The
right?
picture. You
You
gotta
mostly
look
see the
cute. It's just kind of like Instagram, really.
nah, for sure, and it makes you click to see more, and then it's just like, "I'm already here, might as well read it," and then,
Mhm.
like, if you really boil it down, the picture and the message are gonna shit to do with each other, but the picture got you, so you click the you click to see
Honestly,
more,
I started using personal pictures because I ran out of professional ones. I didn't have nothing else. So I was
but it
like,
don't
huh.
but meaning when I mean personal pictures, I mean pictures of you, period.
Right.
Like
They're still, let me say now, they still like I'm clothed. I got my stuff, it ain't no none the same as Instagram. But yes, me,
but
this real
it
stuff.
just just pictures of you, right?
Yes, of life.
And I hadn't seen anybody really do that, and it's really well executed. So if I see somebody, especially that you're connected to, do that, I'm just like, why you still in my business partner swag like that? Like, why you do that? You can do
Man,
your
it's
own
all
thing.
right, bro. I want everybody to get to this LinkedIn
Nah,
bag.
dog, make an infographic.
Hey, look, tell them they need to make their own shit.
As we wrap up, um, give me, and this gonna be real hard. It's gonna be real hard.
As far as I'm tired, my brain.
I know, shit. We both. I got kids.
You do got kids.
Give me a blurb. I'm not gonna put a specific number of words on it. Give me a blurb of what you want this section of your career to represent. What does this time represent for you? We're gonna say that from day one to now represents this chapter. Today ends this chapter. And you move on to the next. What is this chapter
You
of
know
your
what?
professional life called?
I'm about to write this. This is about to become a LinkedIn post. Thanks.
I love it. I love it.
I would say this chapter is called Stepping into the Spotlight.
Mhm.
I do not like being the center of attention. I am not one of those people that like bask in the being all around all other people all the time and talking about myself. That's not really something that I find much interest in. And because of that, I feel like I have missed out on opportunities because I don't like shouting myself out all the time.
Mhm.
And so I say stepping into the spotlight because I'm still not there. I'm still stepping. I'm getting closer to it. But it's definitely been a time where I have found more confidence in, who I am and what I can do. And instead of shying away from that, I'm moving towards putting that out into the world some more.
I love that. I think that's really important. And I think where I see you going, you have to get comfortable with being in the spotlight because it's going to be inevitable. And the further you push it down, kick that can down the road, the harder it will be for you to kind of get the opportunities that are coming to you. You got to embrace it. So I get that. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, to close us out, what is your chapter called?
I got a good version and a bad version. What I would say is number one, I would say the establishment, right?
Mm,
I would say the establishment of at this place. If I'm thinking about from day one at this place to now, I would say that it's an establishment of my skill sets, my ability. But the good part that I would say is the chapter would be called institutional word of mouth. I feel
Okay,
like
tell more.
in the building, I'm beginning to allow myself to spread my wings and for me to happily share my skill sets.
Mm,
Because you know what I've been through at this place, and sometimes I've begrudgingly had to use my skill sets against my will, so to speak, right? But now it's like I think that I'm at a place where if you ask anybody that I've worked with, that they'll give me the good, like my word of mouth will travel, and I think that's where I'm at now. So I think the institutional word of mouth helps me to feel like I've done my thing. I've been at other places for a shorter amount of time, and I've had a bigger impact there. And I've been here in January, it'll be 4 years, and I don't think that I've done much here. Is how I
you
feel.
also there's been a lot of instability. I think that's also the biggest. There's been a
Yes,
lot of
for
change.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure, and that contributes to it. But I think that now I feel like I can be a bit more proud of the work that I've done here than I would have been probably even a year ago.
Proud
So
of you,
I would say, yeah.
Travaris.
Thank
Good
you,
shit.
thank you.
Good
I
shit.
think this is a good place to stop. Sometimes they got us fucked up, y'all, and I think it's okay to reestablish who you actually are, for you to lean into what you like to do. Don't allow people to put things on you. For you to step into your spotlight, and for you to actually be authentic in the way
Mm.
that feels good to you, for you, and advantageous for your career. So, that being said, we'll see y'all next time.